I want to share with you my training split, which is a bit different from other splits like push-pull legs or upper-lower or all that stuff, right? And I'm going to explain to you why it's better than those, especially for skinny guys. And also, toward the end, I'm going to give you a little tip to basically get even more out of this split. Now, if you don't already know me, my name is Naveed, and I used to be like super skinny, used to weigh like 90 pounds, I swear, and I've made a huge transformation since then, and I used the split for the majority of it. Now, earlier on, I used to mess around with like a ton of different splits, right? I would always be changing my split, and I kind of ended up settling on this split because I just think it was just the best one. And the split is basically the Arnold PPL. So basically, what it is, it's kind of a combination between the Arnold split, where it goes like chest and back, arms and shoulders, legs, repeat, and the push pull leg split. So it basically just kind of gets the best of both worlds and you combine the two. So an example of this, basically my routine, right? I have Sunday is like the first day. So Sunday would be chest and back, Monday arms and shoulders, Tuesday legs, and then Wednesday push, Thursday pull, Friday legs, and then Saturday would be the rest day. Now, you can choose pretty much any rest day throughout that span, just as long as they're all in the same order. And also, you want to make sure that the rest day is not like it's not like in the middle. It has to be at the end. So basically, you don't want to have it like chest and back, arms and shoulders, legs, rest, push pull legs. You want the rest day to be after the push pull legs half, because that way you basically get like an equal amount of rest for your back. Because if you put the rest day in the middle, then basically, if you look at the end of the week, you do push, pull legs, and then chest and back. So back and pull are only separated by one day. So with the split, you're getting twice a week frequency for pretty much every muscle, and also adequate rest, with most muscles getting about 2 to 3 days of rest, like between days that you hit them, with some exceptions. But pretty much, one of the big things about this split is that it's way easier to sort of emphasize your arms and prioritize your arms. And if you're skinny, then that's like my biggest goal. It always has been pretty much, and it makes it way easier because you get that dedicated arm day. So if we compare it to the standard push pull leg split, then with the push pull leg split, it's like whenever you're doing arms, like it's pretty much always after they're already been like a little bit fatigued. So after doing all your chest stuff, then you do triceps. They're a little bit fatigued, right? Same with back. Like you do back and then you do biceps, right? So you're never really getting them like when they're fresh. But with this split, you can have that full arm day to hit them when they're fresh. Also, there's just like more variety in the week compared to push pull legs, because push pull legs is just 3 days and it repeats every time, right? But with this split, it's like every day of the week is a little bit different, and that can definitely help to like keep you motivated and just keep you like wanting to do it versus like if it's like almost the same thing every day. Like imagine if you did the same workout every single day, it would get a little bit boring. But with this play, there's like a little bit more variety, and that variety also just gives you an opportunity to like hit different muscles or prioritize them on different days. It just gives you more options. Also, I like having that one half where it's like the Arnold split, because you get to basically superset like chest and back if you wanted, and same with arms and shoulders especially. I think it's great to do sort of like antagonist supersets. So basically just going back and forth between biceps and triceps. Now, if you do the full Arnold split, where you basically take that first half with chest and back, arms, shoulders, and legs, and do it 6 days a week, then you're kind of missing that variety, which I said before. And also, I kind of like having those push and pull days where you basically get to emphasize just chest or just back a little bit more compared to doing them both on the same day. So you kind of get the benefits of both. By the way, if you want a custom workout plan and one-on-one coaching with me, as well as some courses on like bulking and all that, then click the link in the description. You'll get everything you need, and especially if you're skinny and you want to make the same transformation that I've made, then it would be perfect for you, and I'm excited to work with you. So yeah, just check that out. Like as soon as you join, we'll schedule a call together, and there's also a bulking course in there and more courses to come as well. And we'll literally go over like everything in depth, and it'll all be personalized. So yeah, just check that out, and let's get back to this split. Another little tweak I've done to this split, which I think has made it even better, is I've swapped biceps and triceps on the push and pull days to get even more arm focus. So basically, instead of doing your typical like chest, shoulders, triceps, it's now chest, shoulders, and biceps. And same for the pull day, it would be back and triceps instead of back and biceps. What this does is basically allows you to hit each muscle sort of when they're fresh, especially your arms, right? Because if you're always doing triceps after push, like, your chest stuff, if you're always doing biceps after you're pulling stuff, then they're not really getting the most that they can be. So if you swap them around, then they basically get to be hit when they're fresh. Now, one concern here potentially is, you're doing the push day and then the pull day, right? So you're doing biceps the day before back. And honestly, I haven't found any concerns with like doing biceps before back, having it sort of affect my back training the next day. I find it doesn't really matter, and I think it works really good. Also, I should probably specify that for the push day, in terms of shoulders, I'm doing front and side delts, and then rear delts I do on the pull day. And also for the full arm day, I just do the whole shoulder. Okay, so now at this point, if we look at this split, I'd say we got a pretty solid split, but there's just one thing that stands out that I don't really like, which is that, particularly for biceps, so now we're doing biceps Monday and Wednesday, right? Arms and shoulders and push with biceps. So there's like one day of rest in between, and it's just those 3 days, Monday and Wednesday. Like between Monday and Wednesday, you're doing biceps, but then the other 4 days, you're not doing them really at all. So there's kind of an opportunity there for either like Friday or Saturday, you could probably hit biceps again, because like one day of rest is probably enough between. And I mean, either way, it's one day rest between Monday and Wednesday. So may as well add a bit of frequency and do biceps on Friday. And same with side delts as well, because they can just handle a lot of frequency. So what I've done is on Friday, on the leg day, just add in a little bit of biceps and side delts. And you could do them on Saturday too, but I mean, it's probably not the best to do the biceps the day before chest and back, because it could affect your back training. But either way, I mean, it won't affect it too much really, but if you do it on Friday, then why not? And also, it's just better to have like a full rest day, because if you really are training hard every day, taking all your sets to failure, then like it is good to have just that one day to relax. So basically, everything is getting twice a week frequency, except biceps and side delts you're getting 3 times a week. So in terms of ab training, I would say you could either do it on the rest day, or you could just do it. You could pretty much just throw it in whenever, like at the end of your workouts. It won't really matter, to be honest. And also in terms of direct forearm training, you could do that on the rest day as well, or once again just sort of throw it in at the end of your workouts, like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, like along with abs. Now, this might seem like quite a lot to do like every day, but in reality the workouts are pretty much like normal time, like about an hour to an hour and a half. And also just kind of depends on the volume you're doing, but overall it's just like sort of prioritizing muscles that like I care about more for me, particularly the arms and shoulders. And like for example, on that Friday where you're also doing biceps and side delts along with legs, it's like the volume for legs is not really that high. The workout still takes around the same amount of time. And I used to change my split a ton when I first started. Like every few weeks I would be on a different split. It was crazy. It was like I was just changing a ton. But this split I've been on for about 2 years now, just straight. I haven't changed it. So I mean, that definitely says something. And this is definitely like sort of a maximalist type of approach. And if you don't have time to work out 6 days a week, then this probably isn't for you. But if you want the most results, I think this is a great split. Yeah, that's all for today. And also, once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one, go over literally everything, then just check it out. It's like pretty cheap right now. So yeah, that's all for this video.